Hello, my name is Blake Green. My student ID number is 100-373-296, and this is my Social Network Games Assignment 3 video. So I've chosen to do my analysis on the game Hay Day, as I have been playing it since we started the semester, and I'm familiar with how the HUD and user interface works. So what I liked about the UI in Hay Day was the simplicity and the mapping of the buttons. So I liked how there was buttons in each corner, and it was very out of the way. I could see everything at all times. The orders board was a nice diegetic user interface that allows the user to know what orders are needed and if any and what products need to be produced to supply the needs of the order. The level progress bar at the top is very visible and informative, giving the user constant in-game feedback of their progress towards the next level. You can't miss it and it's easy to understand. The amount of gold and gems is clear and tucked in the top right corner, appropriately out of the main view of the user. Beside the gold and the gems are plus sign buttons that are yellow with a consistent art theme of the buttons that the user can interact with. This allows the user to gain more gold and gems by using real money. So you can do that with both. The Friends button, tucked in the bottom right corner, has an image of 3 people standing, clearly signifying the fact that you can interact with other people socially in the game, such as your Facebook friends. You can also look at people who have helped you, and you can see people who need help or who are following you. The cash register button, which is the largest, is signifying that it is the most important and most used UI feature in the game. Clearly lets the user know that this is where you purchase stuff, this is where you spend money. So for instance, I'm going to buy a popcorn pot. I have complete freedom of everything that I can buy in the future. It shows me what level I need to be in order to get it, so I can pay for it. And similar to the progress bar up here, we have progress bars for how long something will take to finish. So it'll take these cows almost an hour to finish milking. So yeah, that's about the cash register button. And the cog button at the top left of the screen is obvious to the user as the options menu, as this is an icon that has become a universal symbol for customizing or having options. So you can go in here and you can look at the help. It gives help for error prevention. You can change the language. You can turn on the sound or not. So it's very good for that. So I noticed that the game UI has a consistent art and color scheme for the buttons that the user can interact with clicking on, or UI that can't be clicked on, such as progress bars. So progress bars are all in blue, like this, blue here, blue here. So these are progress bars. I can't click them. This is a progress bar here. So everything that's in yellow I'm able to click, such as these. And it just kind of makes me understand which buttons I can click on and which ones I can't. So yeah. So it's an easy way to understand what all the buttons in UI mean, because they match between the system and the real world. You know, real world there's cash registers in order to spend money, options for a cog, and little people for friends. So that's easy to understand. Plus sign for more, X to close, stuff that we see every day. So the user has complete control and freedom with the UI as they look at all the possibilities of what they can purchase in the future, what they can do. Complete freedom at all times. The game also has a great error prevention as it warns you if you're about to use stuff as like the last crop. So if I'm about to use my last crop for something like this, it'll warn me and it won't allow me to do it. Well, it will allow me to do it, but it's up to me whether or not I want to use my last crop or not, because that can be bad. It means I'll have to get it somewhere else. So it allows me to avoid that error. So I really enjoyed this game UI, and I couldn't really find too many cons. However, if I had to say there was one, I noticed when I go to someone else's farm, this smiley button here kind of threw me off, as if you click it, it brings you to Facebook, and that's not where I wanted it to bring me. So It's not working right now. However, it did last time, and I felt it was a little misleading and not consistent with the rest of the UI in the game. It would have been better if the smiley face button was maybe a little bigger, or maybe if it was a Facebook button so that I knew that it brought me to Facebook. Then I know that if I click that, it's going to bring me to Facebook and not do, maybe like their farm in this game instead of in Facebook. So now back to my farm. So the diegetic use of user interface was the orders board. So you can see it clearly in the game world, and it changes according to what is actually happening. So here we can see one's ready, and you can tell from the game world without clicking on it that it's ready, and it's the same one. So it's clearly visible at all times. It gives me informative feedback on what is ready to be delivered and what isn't. It also shows me how many orders I have, and it involves error prevention by showing the user how much products I currently have and then how much is needed to order. So it's good for that. The non-diegetic use of the user interface is pretty much everything else here. All these buttons, all these little bars that come up everywhere, all these buttons. This is all non-diegetic, as it is not in the game world. So you can see the progress bar here is blue. It's consistent with the blue in this progress bar and the blue in this progress bar and other ones. Oh, my sugar cane's ready. Okay. So as you can see, my progress bar for my level just went up, so I'm almost at level 10, and I can always tell. And yeah, so the common real world symbols, as I said before, to represent each buttons. It's always easy to understand. It's always completely visible. And the only one, as I said, that threw me off was the smiley face button here and this message button here, which I haven't been able to get working with any of my friends yet. So I just found those UI to be a little confusing and inconsistent with the rest of the UI. And it misled me to believe I was liking their farm. However, it was liking their farm on Facebook. So if a Facebook symbol was there, it would have been easier for me to know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video, and have a good one.